laws of indices. When you have a to power m times a to power n, okay, this one, this a, is called the base. This is called base. The m on top is called the power or the exponent. Okay, when the base are the same, you are multiplying. You take one of the bases, then you add the power together. You add the exponents together. That's one. Two, for division, when you are dividing same base, the base here is a, the base here is a, the base is the same. And there's a division that connects with two bases. You take one of the bases and you subtract the power. Another one, when you have a, you have the inner power and you have the outside power. It's going to be this one, the inner times the outer power, and that will be that. Another one again is anything to power of 0 is what? Is 1. Anything, even if possible, you are raised to power 0, you become 1. Okay, anything to power of 0 is 1. 1 trillion to power of 0 is 1. Another one again, if you have a to power minus 1, the minus is 1 over a to power 1. And don't forget, anything to power 1 is that what? Is that number. A raised to power 1 is a. Let's see another one. When you have a fractional power, you have a to power n over m. Okay, this will be equal to square root. The base will be inside the square root. The denominator of your exponents will be inside the root, and then the numerator of your exponent will be the power of everything. So we're going to apply all this. We're going to apply all this. So that's 6. Let's add more. What of if 7? If the n here is 1, a to power 1 over m, it's going to be same. It's going to be square root. The base be here. The denominator of that power will be inside here, and then the numerator, which is 1, we encloses this. And anything to power 1 is that what? Is that number. So we are going to have this. So the 1 will not be there again. So, and is reversible. It's reversible. If you have something like this, it's going to give you back this one. Okay. So that's that on the law of exponents. If anyone pop in, or if anyone pop up as we are working, I'll also explain to us. Over 3. 27 raises to power 2 over 3. If you remember one of the laws, where you have the fractional power, it's going to be square root of the base. The denominator of that exponent will be here, that's 3. The numerator we encloses that. And then cube root of 27 is 3. And then 3 squared, that's what? 9. That's one way to solve this. We can as well solve it in another way. If you like, 27, you can make it is what? 3 to power 3 So using one of the laws, you have your inner power, you have your external power. Okay, then inner times the outside power. So this one and this one we cancel. We have 3 to 2 equal to 9. So anyone you can use, the choice is yours. Okay, x to power 2 over 3 over 2x. So what we are going to do in this case is to the number 16 over 2, that's 8. Then x is there, x is there. So, and this is a division. So you take one of that and then you subtract the power. That will be 2 over 3 minus 1. This one is having 1 because we believe every number has a power of 1. Okay, every number has a power of 1. So anything to power 1 is that number. So this will be equal to 8, 8x. This is a 2 minus 3. That's a minus 1 over 3. And then you can take this minus down, which will be equal to, this minus is, this is equal to 8 times 8 times. This minus is 1 over x to power 1 over 3. And that's equal to what? That's equal to 8 over x to power 1 over 3, or 8 over cube root of x. So that's that on that. That's that on that. We have plenty questions. Okay, that's that on that. Let's go to another one for this one. So this will be equal to square roots. The q is the same thing as square roots. Okay, and then 225 over 289. The numerator is this. There's no need to put 2 here. There's no need. Okay, because this that 3 over 2 is the same thing as what? 3 times 1 over 2. Okay, so there's no need to put the 2 there. So then get the square root of 225, get the square root of 289. Take your calculator. Square root of 225 is 15. Square root of 289, I think it's 17. Okay, you can confirm that. Okay, so, and that will be equal to what? 15 to power 3. That's a 375, 17 to power 3 or so. That's a 4913. So that's done. The last one here, this is the fractional power. So that will be equal to square roots of, I'm talking of this one, 8 over 27. The denominator of the exponent will be inside the roots, and then the numerator will be here. Okay, so this is a cube root of 8 over 27, which is equal to what? 2 over 3 to power 3. And that will be equal to what? 2 to power 3, that's 8. 3 to power 3, that's 27. So that's the answer to that one. If you don't want to solve it this way, you can as well solve it in another way. If you don't like this one, you can solve it this way. 8 is 2 to power 3. 27 is also 3 to power 3. Okay, and that's equal to the 3, the power are the same, 3 here, 3 here. So we can make it 2 over 3, and then power 3. And don't forget the other one, 2 over 3. So this 3 and 3 we cancel. So that's giving us 2 over 3 squared, which is 4 over 9. There's a little mistake here. This is 2, not 3. So this is power 2. This is power 2. So 2 square, that's a 4. And 3 square, that's what? That's a 9. Okay? So evaluate the following. Evaluate the following. Evaluate the following. I'll start from these C parts. 1 over 4 to power 0. Anything to power 0 is what? Is 1. So this one is done. Okay, so let's now go to A parts. For the A parts, the minus here is 1 over 343 over 512. The minus here is 1 over, and that will be what? 2 over 3. Okay, and when you have a fraction and you are reciprocating, 1 over is reciprocal. So it's going to flip this fraction upside down, and that will be equal to what? That will be equal to 5, 1, 2 over 3, 4, 3. Okay, 2 over 3. Okay, it's going to flip because of this 1 over. It's going to flip this fraction upside down. So, and then we have square root of what? Square root of 512 over 3, 4, 3. The 3 here will be here. The numerator will encloses the whole expression. So that's what we have. Then we can get the cube root of 512. Cube root of 512. Cube root of 512, which is 8. That's 8. Cube root of 3. Cube root of 3, 4, 3. That's 7. And you square that. So, and these two affect the numerator, affect the denominator. That is 8 square. That's 64 over 7 square. That's 49. So that's that on the question 1. That's that on the question 1. Begin to type I as you are coming in. Begin to say I as you are coming in. And please begin to share the links of these video across all your different platforms. Okay, begin to do that. Call your friends now. Okay, and as you are doing that, also let him or her also call someone. Also, let's make the calling a geometrical progression. Call someone, let that person also call another person. You also call as many people as possible. Let's join this live section. Okay, I promise you it's going to be very interesting. Okay, we are going to solve as many questions as possible. Okay, if you have your own question also, you can as well forward it on the comment section. So let's go to B part. Okay, 343 is 8 to power 3. Yeah, 7 to power 3. 512 is also equivalent to what? 8 to power 3. Okay, 8 to power 3. Yeah, that's 512. The power here and the power here, they are the same thing. So you can just make it to be what? 7 over 8 to power 3. Okay, and then times again the external power. So this 3 and this 3 will cancel. Then you have what? To power minus 2. I think so 16 times 1 plus 9, that's 25 over 16. Okay, close the brackets, 3 over 2. Then if you follow the rules I listed and check it again, you can, this will be equal to what? Square root of what? I said the 2 is same as what? Same as square root. That's 25 over 16. Then the numerator, that's 3. Like, no need to put 2 here again. No need to put 2 here again. So square root of the meaning of this Square root of a fraction implies square root of 25 over square root of 16. Okay, and then to power what? To power 3. Okay, square root of 25 is 5. Square root of 16 is 4. And then all to power 3. So that is a 5 cube over what? 4 cube, which is 125 over 64. On the final note for this question, for D, this minus here is 1 over 6 over 5 to power what? Power 1. And that's equal to 1 over anything to power 1 is that number. That's 6 over 5. And this is a fraction, and you have 1 on top. That means you are reciprocating such fraction, and that will flip this one upside down, and your answer is a 5 over 6. So that's that on this set of questions. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, write down the values of 32 to power 1 over 5. Write down the values of 32 to power 1 over 5. 32 to power 1 over 5. Write down the values of 32 to power 1 over 5. This will be equal to 32 is the same thing as 2 to power 5. Okay, and then 1 over 5 outside. So this 5 and this 5 we cancel. We have 2 to power what? 2 to power 1. And that's what? That's 2. That one finish. The B parts. This minus 2 over 5 is going to affect each of the contents inside the brackets. It's going to affect 32. It's going to affect x to power 5. So, and that will be equal to what? 32, okay, to power minus 2 over 5. And then the next one, x to power 5 times what? Minus 2 over 5. Okay. So for this one, this 5 will cancel. 32 also can be 2 to power 5 times what? Minus 2 over 5. So this 5 and this 5 will cancel. Here we have x to power minus 2. Okay, so now we have 2 to power minus 2 times x to power minus 2. Okay, that's what? Minus 2 is there, minus 2 is there. So we can combine it together as 2x to power what? To power minus 2. And that's 1 over 2x to power 2. Okay, and that's equal to as you're coming in, you're going to type I. As you're coming in, you're going to say I. Okay, say something, say I. As you're coming in, type I. Give the videos a thumbs up. Give the videos a thumbs up. Okay, we need a new people, a fresh people. Call your friends. Okay, call your friends to join this live section. Okay, tell him or her to subscribe now. Let's begin to do that now. Yeah, find the values of 8 to power 5 over 3. We've said that if you have a fractional power, it's going to be square root of what? Square root of the base. The denominator of that exponent will be here, and then the numerator we encloses the equation. Okay, so cube root of 8 is 2, and then power 5. That's what? That's 32. Now finish that. Then the second one is this 3 here. We affect 2 will affect this one, okay, and that will be equal to 2 to power 3, and then x half to power what? To power 3 over what? Over 4x squared. Okay, the thing is following the rules. Okay, life is governed by rules. You follow the rules, you get the answer. Okay, and if you want to be a mathematics guru, you want to be an expert in mathematics, you must follow rules. Okay, the step by step solution also. You follow the rules, then get the answer. Okay, apply the rules, make it easy. So we now have 2 to power 3 is 8. This one will be half times 3. That's our x 3 over 2 over 4x squared. 8 over 4. That's what? That's 2. Then this one, they have the same base. This is x as a base on the top. This is x as also base at the denominator, and you are dividing. So you take one of the bases, then you subtract the power. 3 over 2 minus 2. Okay? And if you do that, this will be 2 times 2, that's 4. So 3 minus 4, so we're having 2x minus 1, okay, over 2. Over 2. You can stop there, but let's do efficiency to remove the minus. Okay, let's remove the minus, and that will be equal to, if you remove the minus, it's going to be 2. This one will find itself at the bottom. That will be x to power what? To power half. Okay, which is 2 times 1 over x half. So that will give you this. Okay, on the final conclusion, square root of what? Square root of x. I've told you, when you have your power as half, it's going to be square root of that variable. Okay, begin to type your questions now. Do you have your own question for them right now? Begin to type your questions, for your own questions, and let's solve it together. Okay, express 8 exponent 2x plus 3 in the form 2 to power y, stating y in terms of x. Okay, that's question 5. In solving this question 5, we're going to express 8 is the same as 2 to power 3. Okay, and then times 2x plus 3. So this is your inner power, this is your outside power. So expand it, this one times this one. That will be equal to what? That will be equal to 2. 3 times 2x, that's a 6x. 3 times 3, that's a plus what? Plus 9. Okay? Since you've been told to express in form of 2 to power y, so whatever expression you have on top, that is your what? That is your y. Okay? That is your y. Stating y. Okay? So that will be equal to y is equal to 6x plus what? Plus 9. Okay? 6x plus 9. So that's your y. That's your y. So just express the base must be 2 as you have here. And whatever you have as the exponents will be your what? Will be your y. So that one is done. Then we'll go to question 6. Go to question 6. Question 6.1. 3 to power minus 2. So this will be equal to, this minus is 1 over 3 to power 2. That's 1 over 9. So that one is done. Then next one, 2, 16 to power 3 over 4. 16 is the same thing as what? As 2 to power 4. and then times the outside power. So 4 times 3 over 4. This and this will cancel. We have 2 to the power 2 to the power 3. And that's 8 eighths. Okay. So as you're coming in, begin to say I. For your questions, begin to type I. As you're coming in, for your question. For your question. The last one here, this one here, this will be equal to, this is the same as square root of what? Square root of 200 over what? Over 8. Square root of 200 over 8. And if you divide 200 over 8, you're going to have, so that will give you 25. That will be square root of what? Square root of, that will be root 25. And that's what? That could be plus or minus 5, or just say 5. Okay? So that's the answer to that. That's the answer to that. So questions still continue. Begin to give the videos a thumbs up. Share the links of this video across your social media platform. If you are new on the channel, please subscribe right now. Subscribe right now. Okay, for the returning viewer, begin to share the links of this video across your social media platform. Okay, and begin to type your comments, send your fresh question. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel. If you are coming here for the first time, please click on the subscribe button so that you can keep track of the update of this channel. Subscribe now. If you are new on the channel, subscribe. I want to say also, forward your own question. Okay, Chinese stars, forward your questions. Okay, forward your questions. If you have anyone, e-love stream, forward your own question also. Forward your questions. We're going to do justice. We're going to solve that. We're going to respond to that. Okay, immediately. Okay, begin to forward your questions. Let's make his comment section interactive. Let's make this section interactive. Begin to type your comments. Here for the first time, subscribe straight away. Begin to share the links massively across all your social media platforms. Call someone. Express each of the following in the form 7 to the power k. So that's the format. Your answer must be in form of 7 as a base and the power. Okay, the meaning of that k is that k could be fraction, could be whole number, could be negative, could be positive. Okay, so we are told to express it in this formats. So let's look at the first one. We have 4 is here. We have 7 here. Okay, I will take us back to the one of the laws that if you have a to power 1 over n is going to be equal to square root of a. The denominator of that exponent will be here, and then the numerator will encloses the equation. Okay, and this is the same thing as what this one. N is here. N to the power 1 is that number. So that's that. And this equation is vice versa. This is vice versa. What I mean is that if you have something like this, you can also write it as this form. So without much ado, this one will be equal to what? This one will be equal to 7 to the power 1 over 4. Without wasting time, because we know there is a 1. There is 1 here. We know there is 1 here. Anything to the power 1 is that number. Okay, And that's finished that question. K in this case is 1 over 4. K in this case is 1 over 4. So let's see the B part. Let's see the B part. The B will be equal to 1 over 7 to power 1. Remove these square roots. If you do that, it's going to be times 7 to power what? Half. Square root represents exponents, the power half. That's enough square roots. Okay? Begin to type I as you are coming in. Begin to say I. Okay? Then we can combine these two together. This is multiplication. So this will be 1 over the base is 7 here. The base is 7 here. Take one of the bases. 1 plus half. That's a 3 over 2. That's a 3 over 2. And we are told to make it in this form. So this 1 over need to be removed. It needs to be removed. Okay? And how do we do that? This will be equal to what? This will be equal to 7 minus 3 over 2, which implies K is what? Minus 3 over 2. So once we remove this 1 over, it will become minus on that exponents. Okay? So that's that on the second one. That's that on the second one. You need to take your journal and begin to follow. Begin to write also. Okay? Begin to write also. Please call someone and let someone also call another person. Okay? Let's begin to do that now. Let's begin to do that now. Okay? Share the links of this video across your platform. You need to do it right now. The C part is going to be 7 to the power 4. 49. 49 is also what? 7 to the power 2. Okay. So that's that question. 7 to the power 4 times 7 times 49 to the power 10. And that's equal to 7 to the power 4 times 49 is 7 to the power 2. Okay. And then to the power 10. And that will be equal to 7 to the power 4. 2 times 10, that's 7 to the power 20. Okay, the bases are the same and you're multiplying. You take one of the bases, that's 4 plus 20. That's 7 to the power 24. So K in this case is what? 24. Okay, so that's that on this set of questions. Let's see, continue. Let's take another set of questions. Before we do that, let's go for break. Okay, and lest I forget, okay, if you need a tutor, okay, a one-on-one tutoring or group discussion on any of your subjects, you can send me an email and we can have an online section. Okay, check my email in the description of this video. Then we can have one-on-one or group discussion. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, if you look at what we have here, we are told to find the values of 25 to the power half. So let's do that straight away. Don't forget, half is the same as square roots. Half is the same thing as square roots. Okay, so without wasting time, this is equal to what? 5. If you don't want to solve it that way, you can solve it in another way. 25 to the power half is the same thing as 25 is 5 to the power 2, and then 1 over 2 as the exponents. This is 2 times half, that's 1. So 5 to the power 1, and that's what? That's 5. So you can solve it this way, you can solve it this way. The second one, the second question, this one is done. (25) to the power minus 3 over 2. 25 is 5 to the power 2. and then minus 3 over 2. So these 2 and these 2 we cancel. We have 5 to the power minus 3. And don't forget that minus is the same thing as 1 over 5 to the power 3. And the answer is 1 over 5 to the power 3 is 125. Okay, I've finished that question. So that one is done. That one is done. Then we go to 9. Go to question 9. Okay, as a coming in, you go to type say I, and invite someone. Invite someone. Don't be the only one watching. Invite someone. Invite your classmates, your friends to join us. Okay. Let's see the question 9. Let's see question 9. Question 9. We have 16 to power minus 1 over 4, and that will be equal to, we can make this 16 to be 2 to power 4, okay, and then minus 1 over 4. So 4, the inner power times the outside power. So that would be what? 2 to power what? Minus 1. Got this 4 and this 4 we cancel. And that's equal to what? 1 over 2. This minus is 1 over. Okay. Then the last one for this question still continue. Question still continue. Question still continue. Question still continue. The last one, simplify. This is x. Simplify x. Okay. 2 x2 minus 1 over 4. X to power minus 1 over 4. This is minus 1 over 4. Okay. And then 4. So the meaning of this 4 outside, okay, the brackets, is that it's going to affect every content, all the content inside the brackets. This 4 will affect it. So we're going to have 2 to the power 4, okay, and then x minus 1 over 4, and then times what? Times 2 to the power 4. Okay, so that's that of that. It's going to affect the content inside the brackets. So we're going to have, this will be 16, okay, 16x, this one times this one, and then minus 1 over 4 times 4, that will be x to the power minus 1. If you solve it, that will be 16 over what? X. So that's that. And that's as you're coming in, invite someone, begin to invite someone. For the returning viewers, begin to share the links and type your own comments. Forward your questions. Forward your question. Okay. Begin to forward your questions. For question 10, put the answer in the comment section. I want to see the response in the comment section. I mean 10A. Let's see the response and the comment section. For the 10B, it's going to be 125. That's our question. To power minus 2 over 3. So this will be equal to cube root of 125. The denominator will be inside the roots. Then the numerator will be, we enclose everything. Cube root of 125 is 5 to power minus 2. That's, this minus is what? 1 over 5 to power 2. That's 1 over 25. Okay, do this one, 10A, put the answer in the comment section. So you need to express this 32 in form of 2, so they can conform to each other, and then you can apply the rules of indices. So can you remove this square root? That's 2 to power half. This is times, equal to what? Equal to 2 to power a. So we have expressed everything to base 2. Express everything to base 2. Now combine this one together to be one entity. Base 2, base 2. You pick one of the bases, then you add the power together, which will be what? 11 over 2. That's 5 plus half is 11 over 2. Okay, and that's equal to 2 to power a. So this is what we call the equal basis. Equal basis. When the base are the same, when the bases are the same, automatically the powers will be equal to what? Will be equal to each other. Okay, when this one, the base is the same, then this power here will be equal to what? Will be equal to this place. So equal bases equal what? Equal powers. Equal bases equal powers. So that's that on that question. Questions still continue. Also, this question 12A, put your answer in the comment section. Put your answer in the comment section. The 12B, that's 125 square roots. The denominator will be inside the roots. I think we have, okay. And then the numerator will be minus 2. Okay, and then cube root of 125 is 5 power minus 2. This minus is 1 over 5 to the power 2. That's 1 over 25. Okay. Then we go to question 11. Go to question 11. Go to question 11. Question 11 says that given that 2 to the power x times 2 to the power y is equal to 1 over 2 root 2, express y as a function of x. Okay, what we're being told is to make y as a subject. So this one, you can combine it together. That will be 2 to the power x plus y. When you have the same base, and you're multiplying, you take one of the bases, and then you add the power together. Okay, then we can also combine these two, this one and this one together. That will be 1 over 2 to the power 1 times 2 to the power half. And that will be equal to what? 1 over 1 plus half. That's 3 over 2. Here also we are multiplying. So you take one of the bases and you add the power together. And that will be equal to 2 to the power x plus y equal to 2 to the power. This 1 over, that's our minus 3 over 2. So this 1 over, remove it, and that will become minus. So equal bases, when the base are the same, what is there and what is there? When they are the same, automatically the power will be equal to each other. Okay, so that's what we have now. Okay, can we multiply 2 by this one? This place times 2. This place also times 2. So this one and this one we cancel. We have a 2x plus 2y equal to minus 3. Okay, you can make 2y the subject, and that will be equal to minus 3 minus 2x. So make y the subject, that's a minus 3 minus 2x over what? Over 2. And that's finished that. We have made y as a function of what? As a function of x. Okay, I want you to quickly call your friends now. Okay, this may be the end of this section. Call your friends to join us now. Okay, look at what we have here. We are told to solve for x. We have 2 to the power x plus 1 plus 2 to the power 2x equal to 8. Solve for x. When you see questions like this, these are very common questions in the exam. What you do is for you to interpret this each of the numbers. Okay, this first one is the same as 2 to the power x times 2 to the power 1. Okay, because base 2, you are multiplying. If you pick one of the bases, if you apply the rules of indices, you get back the same expression. This one also, it also implies 2 to the power x, okay, and then square equal to what? Equal to 8. So that's the first thing to do in this kind of questions. That's the first thing to do in this kind of questions. Begin to invite your friends, call your friends to come on board now, to come online. Then what we're going to do now, you can observe that 2 to the power x is here. It's also here. We have it in this place also. So let's give it a letter. Let's 2 to the power x. Let's call it possibly any alphabet you like. It could be A, it could be B, it could be T. Okay. Begin to say I as you are coming in. Say I and subscribe to the channel, please. Subscribe now. It's very important. Subscribe now. I need new viewers. Call someone to subscribe now. Call someone to subscribe now. Okay, let's do that. So if you do that, we're going to have p times 2. That will be 2p plus this will be what? P squared equal to what? Equal to 8. So and that will be equal to what? P squared plus 2p minus 8. So bring all the equation to one side. Since it's a quadratic equation, bring everything to one side. Okay. Then let's now factorize the quadratic equation. Let's factorize that. P squared, 1 here, 1 here. Factors of 8, they can give us plus 2, either by adding or by subtracting. Factors of 2 could be 8 and 1, but 8 and 1 can never generate plus 2. 4 and 2, and that will be what? That will be plus 4 minus 2. So this implies p plus 4 is equal to 0, or p minus 2 is equal to 0. So p is equal to minus 4, or p is equal to 2. Is that the end of the solution? Capital no. That's not the end of the solution, because p wasn't in the question. We are the one that introduced p to the solution. What we have initially is what? Is x. So it's x we are looking for. P wasn't in the question. Okay. So we now go back from here. 2x, 2 to the power x is equal to what? P. So when p is 2, okay, make this one to be 2 to the power 1. This one has an exponent. Make this one also to have an exponent. So x is equal to what? x is equal to 1, because the bases are the same, so the power will be equal to each other. Or 2 to the power x equal to what? Minus 4. Okay, 2 to the power x equal to minus 4. So this one has no solution. This one has no solution. So x is equal to 1. So that's our answer for that. That's our answer for that. I'm going to solve more of these on the I'll create a short video for this one. Okay, so that's on this particular question. Share the links and begin to type now. You can say I. As you're coming in, just say I. Okay, we are almost rounding up. We are rounding up. Say I. One thing I need is the new subscribers. Before I go, I need people to subscribe to the channel, and you can do that right now. Subscribe right now. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe right now. Okay, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, let's look at these questions simplified. Simplify. Okay, the first one, we have 12 over 3. Let's do that one first. 12 over 3, that's a 4. X to power 5, x to power 2. This is division. You take one of the bases. When you are dividing, you subtract the power. For the y also, you have y to power 7. This one is y to power 1. There is 1 here. There is invisible 1 here. Okay, so you take one of the bases, then you subtract the what? The powers. You subtract the powers, and that will be equal to what? That will be equal to 4x to power 3, and then y to power 6. And that's on that particular question. That's that on that particular questions. Very simple. The numeric value, 12 over 3, that's 4. X to power 5, x to power 2 will give you x to power 3. And then this one also will give you this. The second one, okay, we have this question. This question. What we are going to do in this case is to the numbers 6 times 4, that's 24. We have h to power 3, h to power 4. We are multiplying. So that will be what? H 3 plus what? Plus 4. We have m also. We are multiplying m to power 6, m to power 5. You take one of the m and then you add the power together. And the final conclusion, we have 24, h7, m11. And that's that on that particular question. That's that on that particular question. I want to say at this point, thank you for staying by. Thank you for subscribing. If you are yet to do that, the video is already public. Begin to subscribe, share the links, and share it across your social media platform. I still have another section. Hopefully, maybe I will have another. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll be online very soon. I don't know yet. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for staying by. Subscribe right now. Share the links and begin to type your comments. Bye bye.